And now to discuss this a bit more further, we are joined by Limpopo Community Policing Forum Chairperson Moope Frans Kgasago, and he joins us via our Zoom link. Mr. Kgasago, thank you so much for joining us here on the late edition. Of course, we have seen the impact this has caused for residents living in the Polokwane Municipality. If you can just let us know, when did these problems start with the 10111 number?
Yeah, let me just take this opportunity, pass my greetings to the viewers and to you, to say this is sometimes going on, but in short, when we were informed by the members of the committee that they are not getting through the 10111, then we went to the police station to make some inquiry, wherein we were informed that the 10111 in some other instances is working, but unfortunately, because of the process of migrating from the analog to digital, that's where now there are some problems. But we then said the best thing for our members to be able to receive the service from the South African Police Service is for us as the community policing forums in the province to make sure that we advise our community members to resort to other means of communication. Remember, as I said earlier on, that the station has been divided into manageable sectors, wherein the sector managers are also having cell phones, which our communities are encouraged to make use of. And also at the stations, different stations in our province, they are having cell phones too. Our members can also make use of them for service delivery. And don't forget our presenter, that we also have the 112, which that number could be of most important. As long as our community can follow the directions, if they call that number is free, then they can also use it to make sure that they get access to service delivery.
And Mr. Kgasago, you have just detailed to us, other means and ways of the community to try and get a hold of the police when needed. But surely this has actually, caused some serious challenges, especially when it comes to crime fighting in the municipality.
Remember, as I said earlier on, even if the 10111 is not working, remember in the past, most of our communities were using the 10111 not the way in which it's supposed to. Some other instances, because we used to go to the call center itself, wherein you might find that people are just calling when the receiver ask, who are you calling from? The person will then drop the phone. So you could see, even if the 10111 was in use, most of our community were using it just for fun, but that is not the reason why the 10111 is being migrating from analog to digital. It's just that they wanted to make it easy for members of the community to be able to use that. So we are not saying it was not used profitably. It was, but in some other instances, because of the process of changes, always the changes has casualties. Hence we are saying we're waiting for the South African Police Service to make sure that they use it in such a way that every individual could be able to use that particular number. But as we're speaking, in some other instances, yes, it's working. But because of the changes, it might delay. But that does not mean our community should suffer. As the CPF will make sure that in our meetings, everywhere where we meet our community, will then advise them to say, members, let us not fold our arms, because always changes has casualties.
And when it comes to, the usage of the cell phone number, because, we've heard there from the police saying that there's a certain cell phone number that community members can make use of. Will the community incur any costs when trying to contact the police?
Yeah, in most cases, whenever because as we're speaking now, I can even phone the sector manager, will definitely pick up the phone. So we are using our WhatsApp group in the province. We have a provincial WhatsApp group, we have the district WhatsApp group, stations WhatsApp group, and also the sub-forum WhatsApp group. That's the encouraging to say our members of the community, whenever they have challenges, they can be able to contact the CPF, the nearest CPF in the local station. They can be able to contact the sector managers. So it means we are not having challenges in terms of communication, because in most of our meetings, we're encouraging community to say, if you can't access the services of the police through those landlines, the best thing is for us to use our WhatsApp group. Then we'll be able to say, okay, this is the station A, is having challenges, members of the community on the ground. Then they will WhatsApp on that particular WhatsApp group. Then we'll immediately alert the police at the nearest police station. So we haven't had a lot of challenges in terms of accessing the services of the police. So hence we are saying, let's continue to engage and make sure that the crime and criminal should not take a center stage because of changes moving from analog to digital, as I've already mentioned.
And Mr. Kgasago, you speak of WhatsApp groups which now exists for community members to use, but are children, being also taken through the necessary steps? Because 10111 is a number that's very synonymous with children, and if they can't get a hold of the police, surely that is a problem. Yeah,
like I said earlier on, our young people will then resort to, remember when we were using those telecom lines, we normally used to have challenges where our young people were using it for fun. In some other instances, you find that when they call the center, then maybe the receiver tried to answer the phone, but all of a sudden, then the phone drops. But that does not make it a problem to community members to access the services. But it's true that our young people were normally using it just to make sure that, or testing it, not knowing that the 101 is an emergency number. It's not the number that a person could just decide to use it when he or she wanted to have fun with it. So that's why we say we're making an earnest appeal. We have been making this to our members of the community to say, please make sure that the 101 is very emergency number, that certain individuals are calling it in a real situation that they needed assistance. So hence we opted to say, if you find it is being used not for the purposes it intended to, then
thank you very much there, Mr. Kgasago. Unfortunately, we are out of time. That is indeed Limpopo Community Policing Forum Chairperson Moope Frans Kgasago.